Hi, I'm Susie and welcome to my YouTube channel Standing Firm. Tonight I've got a really difficult topic that someone's given me, and the title is How to Find Yourself When You've Lost Sight of Who You Really Are. I think I'm going to start by explaining how you get into that place, because it's not something that maybe everyone's experienced. So, losing sight of who you are. How does it happen? It's a slow fade. It's something that happens over time. You compromise who you are in different ways. So it might be that there's peer pressure, whether it's at work or at school, in the environment, in the people that you're hanging around with, whether it's your family or people on the school guide, people you're spending time with, just the influence of others. It can be a specific individual. It could be a boss. It could be a parent, it could be a friend, it could be a partner. And what happens is that you feel part of who you are is unacceptable. So it might be certain behaviours, certain traits that you have. It might be that they make fun of the way that you say things. It might be the way you do certain things, or the way you laugh. Anything really that people start to pick up on, and you start to think that's unacceptable. And so you start to change it, because you want to feel accepted, you want to feel approval, and so you start to compromise who you are. And this kind of happens in a kind of wider way, I suppose, in the media and in the culture that we live in. That it says, for example, for me, as a woman, as a mum, you're expected to behave in this way, that it's important for you to wear makeup, it's important for you to lose that baby weight as quick as you can, you need to breastfeed, you need to use reusable nappies, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do the other. And it's all of these expectations and pressures that come on side, and it starts to make you reshape who you are. And I suppose I get this kind of picture of like chipping away. Like when someone's making a sculpture, they're chipping away to take shape of something. And what's happened is God made you one way, but because of the environment that you're in and the people who are in your life, they start chipping away at who you are, and you start reshaping who you are to make it acceptable to others. And I think in the church, there's a sort of real attitude towards something like plastic surgery, for example. If I was at church, I was like, oh, I'm having a boob job or I'm having a nose job, people would be horrified that I would reshape my body in that way. And yet we don't ever kind of think about the way that we reshape our personality and our behaviour to suit other people. And yet actually it's as dishonouring to God to stop being who you are in terms of your character and your personality as it is to reshape your outside. And almost like God's less concerned whether you decide to dye your hair pink or shave your hair off or something than he is actually that you stop being you. He gave you dreams, he gave you visions, he gave you qualities and characteristics and a personality for a reason. He didn't make you to be like everyone else. He made you unique, and he has a plan and a purpose for each of us. And so when we start allowing other people to come in and chip away at us, and we start changing ourselves and altering ourselves to be accepted, to receive that approval, it's actually a real compromise. And we're living for them instead of God. So what might not be clear to us when we are walking down this process is that actually we are responsible, because nobody else makes us behave in any way. It's our choice. And when we choose to live for the approval of others instead of the approval of God, we are actually committing idolatry, because we have made our boss, our parent, our partner, that group of friends more important to us than God. And we've decided that we're going to make sure that we're pleasing them and getting their approval instead of putting God first. So actually it's something we need to confess and bring before God and ask him to show us the areas where we are compromising. We need to spend time in prayer and asking him to show us again who it is he's made us to be. We need to just spend time getting to know ourselves again and thinking like, what are your preferences? What are your interests? What is your personality? Good and bad. We all have weaknesses and strengths, but actually just spending some time getting to know yourself again and thinking, well, what is it that makes me me? So yeah, we might be quiet, we might be loud, we might be funny, we might be serious, we might be a planner, we might be someone who goes with the flow, we might be a people person, we might like solitude. We might be assertive, we might be passive. There is no right or wrong when it comes to our personalities. So we need to come back to who is it you are? What are your natural instincts in a situation? And to tell yourself who you are. To value yourself because God values you. At the end of the day, He died for you. He didn't want you to be a carbon copy of someone else. He doesn't want us to compare ourselves to others. He is the potter and we are the clay. And we shouldn't allow someone else to come and shape and mould us. So I think it's about spending time in God's Word, reading those verses that talk about who you are.